Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Books and Tea. My name is Kat, and oh my lord, I am beyond excited to make this video for you all today. This is probably my most exciting video of the year, perhaps, because I don't know when's the next time I'm going to be able to do this, but it's such an honor to sit here today and make this video. If you can see, it's a little different in my setup that I have a lot of empty spaces in my shelves. It's because we are doing a huge book haul. Yes, these are books that have been accumulated since December. So December, January, and February. I have been getting so many books, whether it was me buying it myself or given to me as gifts for the holidays. And I just want to sit and yap and share with you all what I got, and also talk a little bit about each one of them. I think I would love to make this one maybe in the second half of the year if I'm so lucky to get more books. I don't have the ability to get books as often as other major YouTubers, and that's fine because I have kids, I have a family, I got things that are priority, but being able to receive them as gifts because people know that I love books, and being able to buy some for myself from time to time is really special, and I want to share them. Also, I have 3 specific series that I want to show you at the end. I'm going to save it for last because they are extreme prized possessions. I'm going to try my best not to cry again when I show them to you, but please stick with me till the end so you can see how amazing it is. So let's just jump right into the video. Guys, before I start, I did restock my tea. I was struggling for a while to get some more during the snowstorm that we've been having, but I got it. We're good. And I'm using my beautiful pink cup. So please grab whatever drink you have and let's get started. I'm gonna give it a sip. Good. These books that I'm gonna show you and part of the haul is not going to be in any chronological order because A, I forgot the order, and B, it's too much time for me to figure out who got me what when. So we're not going to do that. Also, a lot of these books you have already seen because I have read a lot of them in vlogs or done them in my wrap-up. So there's going to be some that you've already seen and some new ones, but I'm just going to go through all of them. The first book that I have is The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. This is the second book to The Spell Shop, which I bought last year. Look how gorgeous the cover is. And I gave this book a 5 stars. This was one of my favorite reads of the year. So of course, when the second book came out, I had to get it. And then this is the cover for that one. I did not know that this was gonna be part of a full series and that the third book is gonna come out this year. Had I known, I would have waited to read it, but I was just so excited that I couldn't. So this one I did not buy this year. I'm gonna put this right there. But this one I did, and guess what? I also, actually, you know what? I gave it 5 stars in the beginning, but I think I like that one a lot more. So this one is probably like a 4.5, 4.75, but still, it was absolutely amazing. I highly recommend that you read it if you're looking for something cozy and warm, if you're looking for, small town, magic system, fantasy, all that kind of stuff. And also, it's not a huge read. It's a very quick and enjoyable read, so you'll get by it very fast. This one is basically about a woman who was working in a library. She committed a crime in a sense and brought a plant to life because she was so lonely in the library, and made it a sentient plant and got punished for it. And her punishment was to be turned into a statue. She was still alive, still breathing, but couldn't do anything. And then 6 years later, she was dropped off at this greenhouse, which is here, in the middle of winter. And here she finds the gardener who, I guess, freed her, helped her out, and they go through this journey together. It's really, really exciting. I love this book so much. Okay, the second book that I have here is, which is another, it's a new favorite for me, and that is My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. Guys, if you have not seen my vlog where I read thrillers for the week, please go check it out because it was such a journey. And this was the first book that I read, And this was the first 5-star that I gave for any thriller. So this one I highly recommend. It's this woman. Her name is Petra. She goes on a run. She's an artist and she goes to this small town with her husband. She moves there, decides that every night she goes for a run. She had a big exhibition going up and she was nervous. So she's like, let me jog it out. Didn't take nothing with her. Didn't take her bag, didn't take her purse, didn't take her wallet, her cell phone, nothing. The only thing she took was the house key. And so she's running, and then after an hour she gets back home, the key doesn't fit. And then when she knocks on the door, her husband answers and he's like, who are you? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm your wife. And he's like, no, this is my wife. And a woman comes out that looks identical to her, wearing her wedding ring. And it's just, it was just a whole mess. Every single chapter was a plot twist. And then it got me so hard at the end. Listen, if there's any book that I recommend, it's this one, because this one is very different from a lot of other books, and it keeps you engaged and entertained and working your brain constantly. I wish I could go back in time and reread this because it was so good. Oh, but yeah, Alice Sweeney, my husband's wife. This is my favorite book from her thus far. Guys, my bookshelf is gonna be a mess because I'm just putting everything everywhere. Okay, the next book that I have, I received in, oh, by the way, I'm sorry. The Greenhouse and My Husband's Wife from Alice Sweeney, I bought myself. It wasn't a gift. This one was a gift, per se. This is Good Spirits by B.K. Borson. This is the first book that I've ever read from this author. I've seen a lot of other books by her online and people rave about them, but I never got the chance to go through with purchasing or reading any. I don't know why. This is part of my December book of the month, and my daughter wanted to get this for me as a gift. So she wrapped it and she gave it to me as my Christmas gift, which I absolutely love. And this was also a 5 stars. You guys, I ended the year / started this year on a very good note. Nolan, right here, is the ghost of Christmas past. He goes around haunting people, trying to figure out why they're so miserable and why they're ruining the Christmas spirit. And then he meets Harriet and he tries to figure out why he's haunting her for so long, and with the intensity and capacity that she does, because she doesn't seem like a bad person. And they go through this journey together and finding a lot of truths about themselves. Usually the ghost of Christmas past haunts the person, but he also finds a lot about himself in this journey, and it was so cute. The romance was great. Her sarcasm and their banter was hilarious. I highly recommend you read this in the Christmas time. It'll really put you in the fa la 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 spirit. And I say that because I'm the type of person where I don't really read Christmas books that often. I'm not the type of person where as soon as Christmas comes, I'm getting all the books. I would probably read one for that holiday, and that's it. I could probably pick off the top of my hand how many Christmas books I've read, but this one definitely goes on top. And this is another book that I would absolutely reread when the time comes, because I'm not gonna lie, last year, I don't want to say that I wasn't in the mood for Christmas, but there was, the feeling of excitement wasn't there as much, just because there was a lot of things going on. But despite that, reading this book, it definitely got me back into the mood. So this has also a special place in my heart. Okay, so for the next set of books that I have, these are, I believe they're all standalones. No, one of them is part of a series, but the rest are standalones. The first one is One and Only by Maureen Gu. This is actually my February book of the month pick, and I'm currently in the middle of it. I just started it last night, and it's kind of a coming into spring book, which is super appropriate. And I'm already intrigued about this because I like to take breaks and read different genres at a time. And this one is a romance that has a very cool premise to it, but it's also kind of drama. Let me read to you what it says. Cassia Parks believed in soulmates, fated love stories. It's her family business after all. For centuries, from Korea to Los Angeles, Park women have peered into clients' past to find their one true love, their fated. This magical secret is why one and only matchmaking has a 100% guarantee for everyone but Cassia. For 10 years, Cass has been searching for her fated, a man named Daniel Nam, but he's still nowhere to be found. And so, on the eve of her 40th birthday, Cass decides to do something for herself. She impulsively has a fling with Ellis, who is 28. She a cougar. Indecently handsome and not destined to be the love of her life. Bless you.
Thank you.
Rude. I'm sorry, my son sneezed. Anyways, but she's surprised by their connection, and their fling feels like something more. Up to the moment where he introduces her to his boss, Daniel Nam. As she battles between fate and chance, head and heart, a family secret is revealed that would make Cass question everything she's ever known. So you're telling me that you're able to find everyone's fated match except for your own. And then on the one time that you want to do something for yourself and hook up with a man younger than you, and then you finally make a connection with him, then he introduces you to your boss who's your fated. Now she has to choose, but now she has to choose between the two men. The one that she's fated to be with, but the one that now she has feelings for. Korean women. I can't. I think I'm really gonna like this book. There's not much to say. I think I'm only on chapter 3. So the information is not there yet. I'm gonna wait until the end of the month to put this in my wrap up and talk more in detail about what it is. But it is so me. Like, I can't wait to see how the story unfolds. The next book that we have is actually part of a series, and this one I purchased myself in a website called Book Outlet, and it's basically a thrift store for books where you get them at extremely discounted prices. I'm gonna link it down below if anybody's interested in purchasing from there. But this is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. This is the first book in the Fire and Metal series. Guys, when I tell you that not one person has said anything bad about this book, and they told me that there's, I don't want to cheat, but that apparently the way that the book ends, it left everybody with their jaw to the floor. And I have been wanting to figure out what that plot is for so long, because I think this got really hyped up last year, and I'm like, I need to know. However, I did not know that it was going to be part of a full series, and this is book 1. I think book 2, is it Lightning Wielder? Something like that. I'll put a picture up to show you, but it comes out this year. But I don't know actually how many books is going to be in this series total. So we're going to have to wait. I'm not going to read it yet, but at least I bought the first book. I am planning on, it's so contradictory, because on one hand, I don't like buying series until they're complete. But on the other hand, this book was on sale for like $4. So I'm like, maybe it's a give and take. Maybe it's dependent on the circumstance, because this book was retailed when I checked it for like $18, and to go all the way to $4, it's a steal. I have to, you know what I mean? But I will hold this for when the series is done, and then I will start it. So that's that. Then we have, I also purchased this from the same website, and this is called Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. This book I bought to read when the summertime comes, because like I've said in my other videos, I do wait to read the book in its season. And this is another book that was heavily discounted, so I'm like, I have to get it. Plus it's a standalone, so it's even better, and it's very, very short. And this is, oh, and not only that, but I got this book because Abby Jimenez commented on it. And if you don't know by now, Abby Jimenez is one of my favorite authors of all time, and she left a quote right here that says, a bingeable 5-star read. You know I trust everything she says with my life, so I must. And this says, Allie Morris is a professional organizer whose own life is a mess. Her mom died 2 years ago, Then her husband left and wait, what? And she hasn't worn pants with a zipper longer than she cares to remember. No one is more surprised than Allie when the first time she takes off her wedding ring and puts on pants with hardware. Overalls count, right? Then she meets someone, or rather her dog claims a man for her by peeing on him. Oh my God. Ethan smiles at Allie like her pants are just right. Like he likes what he sees. He looks at her like she's a younger, braver version of herself. The last thing newly single mom Allie needs is to make her life messier, but there's no harm in a little summer romance, is there? This is pretty cool. Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I just realized that I didn't even tell you what this book was about. Hold up. Okay, her name is Bryn from Metal Slinger, and she spent her life among the Alaha, training to be a guard and waiting for the chance to attend the annual market hosted by the Kenta, which is the very same people who exiled her adopted community to a life at sea. Going to the market is a rite of passage eagerly anticipated by all the young guards. But Bryn does not anticipate breaking a century-long peace treaty while there. Nor does she plan for the intense encounter with an enemy soldier that now threatens to unwind the fragile coexistence between their people, and everything Bryn once believed about herself to be true. So Bryn's loyalty to the Alaha is tested when the truth of who she is brought to light by the soldier, who's taken an oath to bring her back to where she belongs. Narrowly escaping death on the violent high seas, Bryn's connection to the Alaha is further tested when she learns about the worlds of magic she's been denied. She was once certain of her fate and where she belonged, but the dark, knowing eyes of this stranger have her questioning everything, including her heart. So, yeah, that's what that's about. Super excited. And then the last one of this pile, I bought Entantra by Kaylee Smith, and this is the second. What's the name of this series? Oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna call it the Phantasma series because I don't know what it's called, but this is book 2 and book 1 is Phantasma. I purchased Phantasma last year and then I got this one this year. Again, this is part of a 5-book series, so I'm not going to read it right now, but it was on sale for $5. If they're on sale for that cheap and it's part of a series, I'm gonna get it because how can I not get it? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna read it. I'm gonna wait for the books to be complete and I'm gonna pick it up as I go. Phantasma only has 2 rules: stay alive and don't fall in love. When Ophelia discovers her mother brutally murdered, there is no time to grieve. She has inherited the family's fearsome magic and enormous debt. Circumstances go dire to deadly. However, when Ophelia's sister decides to pay off the loan by entering Phantasma, a competition where contestants rarely escape alive, and the victor is granted a single wish. The only way for Ophelia to save her sister is to win, but Phantasma is a cursed manor full of twisting corridors and lavish ballrooms staffed by enticing demons and fatal temptations. And Ophelia must conquer all 9 floors to succeed, if her fears don't overtake her first. When a charming, arrogant stranger claims he can help, Ophelia knows better than to trust him. But with her sister's life on the line, she can't afford to turn him away. She'll just need to ignore the overwhelming, dark attraction drawing them closer and closer together. Because in Phantasma, the only thing deadlier than losing a game is losing your heart. Hello? That sounds so good. And then, so Entantra is book 2, and you know what? I don't want to read what this is about because I don't want to ruin any spoilers for myself. But this is a series that I'm definitely going to be reading in the fall time around Halloween because I think it's just so perfect for that season and that mood. I'm excited. I think, is the 3rd book gonna come out this year? I don't know. I have to update my list on new books of the series that comes out, but I can't wait for this to be done. All right, now we're getting into the next pile. This is gonna be a long video, so bear with me. Let me take a sip of my tea. Cheers. Just right. Okay. We have Air by Sabaa Tahir. I don't know if it's a spin-off or if it's a new series in the same universe as The Ember in the Ashes. Let me just show you again really quickly. So this is An Ember in the Ashes. This I showed you guys in my last video by Sabaa Tahir. This is a quartet already completed, and I think I didn't really get much into detail about it. I just know that I had to get it. This, I believe, happens after the events here. So I'm not going to read this right now because I want to read this one first and go in order. I don't know though if this is a series that you can read on its own or if you have to go in order. I haven't really done much research about it yet, but also at the bookstore it was like $5. You guys are really trying to take my money. Here you go. I don't want to talk about this one because I don't really know if there are characters in that book that are going to be in this. I don't want to spoil it. I just know that this is the first book. And guys, guess what? It's signed. I did not know that when I saw it in the thing. But look. Oh my God. I think this might be, if I'm not mistaken, this might be my first signed book. Oh, that, and then it says here, there's another one that says it's Young Adult Good Morning America Book Club pick. That's really cool. This next series just redefines why it is important to buy a series when it's completed, when it comes out, because this pissed me off so bad. You have no idea. The next series that I want to talk about, I got this beautiful edition from Walmart and I had to get it. Also, I purchased myself from Walmart and Target. The first book is Quicksilver. Oh, look how gorgeous she is. Look at it. It's like an icy blue metallic and it is absolutely stunning. A little snowflake here, but I got this special edition. And then look at the inside. That's the female main character. She's gorgeous. And then at the end, that's the male main character. Also gorgeous. So I got this one, right? And then I'm like, you know what? The second book is out. Everybody's already drooling at the mouth about it. So I went to Target and I got Brimstone. And this one is the opposite. This one is to represent fire. Do you see that? The little the fire sign. So beautiful. This series is not complete yet. I don't really have a lot of special edition books and I don't know when this particular cover was gonna be out of stock. So I'm like, let me just do one impulse buy and then I'll be good. So here's my thing. Do I already own a copy of Quicksilver? Yes. Yes, I do. In paperback. Here's my thing. I hate, with a burning passion, I hate books that don't match. So now picture this, right? Imagine this first book, Quicksilver, which is a really nice cover. I like it. And now imagine it with this one as the second. ¿Ustedes ven eso? ¿Ustedes lo están viendo? Look at that. That looks absolutely disgusting together because it doesn't match. And so I had no choice but to run and get the exact same copy of that first book in this edition so that they can match. I'm not a baller, y'all, so I don't be having the money to buy the same books over and over again, but certain books are necessary. And I was like, let me buy this book first so that when the second one comes out, we can do it. But now we don't know when they become traditionally published if the cover is going to change or not. And so that's why I'm pissed. I don't want to say that it's a waste of money, but I don't have the financial capacity to buy all the books that I love in different covers, like I see many people do. So I would much rather wait. I'm not sure what to do with this book. I don't know if I should either unhaul it or give it away to someone or use this to annotate. I don't really annotate like that, but you know, beat this book up and then just have these on my shelves. I don't know, but that's where we're at. I really like this one too. That's my thing. Either way, we'll figure it out, but that's the next one. And then Quicksilver. Do not touch the sword. Do not turn the key. Do not open the gate. 24-year-old Ceres Fane is good at keeping secrets. No one knows about the strange powers she possesses or the fact that she has been picking pockets and stealing from the Undying Queen's reservoirs for as long as she can remember. In a land of the unforgiving desert, there isn't much a girl wouldn't do for a glass of water. But sooner or later, every secret comes. When Ceres comes face to face with death himself, she inadvertently reopens a gateway between realms and is transported to a land of ice and snow. The Fae have always been the stuff of myth, legend, and nightmares, but it turns out they're real. And Ceres has landed right in the middle of a centuries-long conflict that might just get her killed. The first of her kind to tread the frozen mountains of Evelia. In over 1,000 years, Ceres mistakenly binds herself to Kingfisher, a handsome Fae warrior who has secrets and nefarious agendas of his own. He will use her alchemist magic to protect his people no matter what it costs him or her. I like it. I like it. We'll see, but I am still excited to read this. All right, so this is the last pile before we get into the little surprise one that I have. And this one is an almost completed series. I wanted to get it because, again, in this bookstore, it was all discounted. Why not? This was given to me by my husband as my Valentine's Day gift. This is the Crowns of Nyaxia series by Carissa Broadbent. I have not read anything from her before, and this is a favorite series for many people, especially the first book. I've heard some mixed reviews about the other books that some people like, some people don't like. I've been wanting to give it a chance for years, and when I saw that it was discounted at the store, I'm like, what better opportunity to get it than now, especially because the series is almost done. One of them is coming out this year, and then the very last book to complete this series comes out, I believe, next year. I'm gonna be holding this until next year, but then I'll have all of them. So this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go through each of them just to show you what they look like. The first book is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. For humans and vampires, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always, always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of the night-born vampire king, Aurea, carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy amongst the most vicious warriors from all three vampire houses. To survive, Aurea is forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Rain is dangerous. He is a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown, and her greatest competition. Yet what terrifies Aurea most of all is that she finds herself oddly drawn to him. But there's no room for compassion in the Kajari War, for the Nightborn crown brews, shattering everything that Aurea thought she knew about her home. And Rain may understand her more than anyone, but their blossoming attraction could be her downfall in a kingdom where nothing is more deadly than love. In this series, it's broken up into duets. So the first one is the Nightborn duet. This is book 1. And then book 2 is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. So this follows one couple. Every duet follows a different couple. This is the first one. I'm not going to read the other ones because I don't want to spoil it. And then the second duet is called The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, which is the covers are so beautiful, by the way. And then we have The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk. I'm a little annoyed because when I purchased this one, I did not realize all of these are paperback and then this one came out in hard copy. But it is what it is. I'm grateful for whatever book I get. It's just little reader's annoyance. But this is the second one regarding Mish, the second person in the couple. And then the book that's coming out this year plus the last one coming out next year is the last duet about another couple. And then I got this one, which is a novella. This is Slaying the Vampire Conqueror. This was a collection of little books that were made to go in between. I have to go online and figure out when to read this, like after which duet. I have no clue, but I did get these, and now I'm just waiting for 2 more, and then I can finally read them. This has been on my wish to buy for so long. So this is all of them, and I'm very, very happy that I got it, and that I got it at a discounted rate. So I'll keep you guys updated when it's finally done and I can read it. All right, we have reached the end, the final set of books that I want to show you guys. These, I shed so many tears with all of these because I've never had anything to this capacity, to this caliber in my life. I'm very humbled that I got this, but my husband decided to get me some really amazing gifts. The first one is a special edition. So I own already the original trilogy of Fourth Wing, the Empyrean series, because that's one of my god tier series of all time. And my husband decided to get me a special edition of those books. He got this from Acrylopix. If you don't know, they make stunning designs of books. This is the box, y'all. Look at this. For those that have read Fourth Wing, this is Violet with her 2 dragons. And look how absolutely beautiful it is. I'm keeping the box. And then it says here, I choose you not as my next, but as my last. Should you fall, then I will follow. Oh my God. And then look. Oh my. And that's not even the books. So let's open this up. A dragon without its rider is a tragedy. A rider without its dragon is dead. Oh my God. Okay, so let's go through each one of them. If you haven't read Fourth Wing, just forget about this entire video and go read it. Because what are you doing? This is the first book. Look how gorgeous that is. I mean, oh, and then this is the spine with the beautiful dragons. And then this is the back, which says the same thing. A dragon without its rider is nothing. A rider without its dragon is dead. And then these sprayed edges, that's Violet right there with her 2 dragons. Oh my God, it is so stunning. Like every single part of it is just beautiful. I can't get enough. I'm staring at these all day. And you know what? I'm gonna keep it in the box until I can display it when I buy a home. Then the next one, oh, look at this one. Iron Flame. I mean, look at this beautiful design. This is Xavier and his dragon. Look at that. That is so amazing. I can't even believe it. And then that's him with his dragon. I can't. And then the last one, which came out last year, I believe this is, I don't know who this is, but here we have Onyx Storm. Look at this one. These dragons are so badass. And then look at the back. And then it says the only thing more stubborn than a dragon is its rider. And then this comes with stencils, so you can put these in between the pages to really bring it to life. Comes with a lot of different stencils that you can put in between. Oh, Jesus, I need to reread this immediately. Look at this dragon. It's like so many. Oh God, I can't. I'm so in love with the design, and this is gonna be front and center in my book collection in my library once I get an actual library. So let me put this back nicely and nothing damaging this. That's this one. Thank you so much to my husband for getting this for me. I believe he got this for our wedding anniversary, which just passed in January. I'm so excited. Okay, second to last one. This was gifted to me on Christmas by my beautiful and amazing coworker. As you guys know, my favorite series, movie, everything of all time is Harry Potter, but my second favorite is Twilight. And I saw these special edition books that they were selling, and I was, randomly talking to her about it one day, and she decided to get it for me. And it's the completed series. Oh my God, thank you so much to my coworker. I love you. Look at this stunning edition of Twilight. It is so gorgeous. And then look at this. Again, I'm keeping it in the box because the box itself is amazing. There's the red moon, and then look, this is the garden where Bella and Edward sat at the end of the movie. Oh my God, I can't even believe it. I can't believe she got me this, you guys. Wait, what? I'm still having a hard time believing it. So let's take them out one by one to see the cover. This is the first one, Twilight, and all of them have the, again, metallic titles on them. Then all of them, I believe, have the quote in the back. So the first one, about 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. Second, there was a part of him, and I didn't know how potent that part might be, that thirsted for my blood. And third, I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. Guys, I need to watch Twilight. I need to watch Twilight. Let me see if there's anything in the... No. But either way, it's so beautiful. And you know what? I love it so much that I got my youngest daughter, who's 8, to watch it, and now it's one of her favorite series of all time. So you're welcome, Giselle. Next we have New Moon. That's beautiful. This is the cliff where the guys went cliff diving, then she freaked out. But it's, oh, look at the design. And it being all black like that just makes it even more stunning. And so then the back here, I knew we were both in mortal danger. Still, in that instant, I felt whole. I could feel my heart racing in my chest, the blood pulsing hot and fast through my veins. My lungs filled deep with the sweet scent that came off his skin. It was like there has never been any hole in my chest. I was perfect, not healed, but as if there had been no wound in the first place. Oh my God. Then we have Eclipse. This is the mountains where they prepared to have the battle. Oh my God. I can't. In the dead silence, all the details suddenly fell into place for me with a burst of intuition. Something Edward didn't want me to know. Something that Jacob wouldn't have kept from me. It was never going to end, was it? Then we have Breaking Dawn, which is the house. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. And then this one says, "Don't be afraid," I murmured. "We belong together." I was abruptly overwhelmed by the truth of my own words. This moment was so perfect, so right. There was no way to doubt it. His arms wrapped around me, holding me against him. It felt like every nerve ending in my body was a live wire. "Forever," he agreed. And then, of course, this one had the original name on it. In the movie, they changed it to Breaking Dawn Part 2, but in the book, it was originally Midnight Sun. So this is the last one. And then this is the garden at the end of the movie. I'm not gonna read this. Well, maybe I should, right? But look how beautiful that is. I can't sleep. She was silent for a moment. At all? Never. As I met her gaze, read the surprise symphony there, I abruptly yearned for sleep, not for oblivion as I had before, not to escape boredom, but because I wanted to dream. Maybe if I could be unconscious, if I could dream, I could live for a few hours in a world where she and I could be together. She dreamed of me. I wanted to dream of her. She stared back at me, her expression full of wonder. I had to look away. I could not dream of her. She should not dream of me. I'm so beyond happy and thankful that I got this. Look at this. This is the most stunning edition of Twilight I have ever seen, and I'm so glad that it now sits on my library. I'll be forever thankful. Thank you again for this stunning, stunning Christmas gift. All right. Llegamos al final. This is my favorite, let me not say my favorite, one of my favorite series of all time. Do you hear me? Of all time. I already own the full series by this author, but my husband again got it for me for Christmas from Acrylic. The one from Fourth Wing was a special edition. This one is a limited edition, but I have been wanting this collection in this design for a very long time, and my husband finally got it for me. And the way that I cried when I got this, I wish I could have recorded a video to show you, but let me see if I can hold it up all together. Hold up. Maybe not. But this is the limited edition of Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. You guys, look at this. Wait, let me see if there's a way that I can. I'm gonna struggle for 1 second here. Okay. Okay, almost there. Whew. Hold up. Almost got it. Look. Oh, it's so beautiful. Let's go through each one of them. So the first one is Assassin's Blade. This is absolutely stunning. And yes, I do recommend that you read this one first. People that say not to read this one and go straight into Throne of Glass, it is weird, because this one really explains on the premise of everything. And then this one in the back says, my name is Selena Sardathian and I will not be afraid. Then we have Throne of Glass. So that's the glass castle. Look how stunning this is. And then this is the back with the swords. And this one says, you can rattle the stars, you could do anything if you only dared. Then the next one, we have Crown of Midnight. The next one, we have Heir of Fire. And this one, you can't really see much, but it's like deep in the woods right here. And then the back of it here, and it says, she was the heir of Ashen Fire and she would bow to no one. That's a beautiful stencil here. And then from here it gets a little bit more colorful. This is one of my favorite covers. This is the Queen of Shadows. Look. Oh, how stunning is that? And then we are the 13 from now until darkness claims us. I need to reread this. Then we have the Empire of Storms, which is amazing. And then there's a stag. And you know what? You know what's really amazing about this is that you can display it however way you want. So you can either have it like this, where the sprayed edges are like that, or you can do it this way and it has the same design but just from the spine. So either way that you want to put it and show it off is fine. It'll come out looking the same. Then we have Tower of Dawn, which is this one right here. Look at that. That's so beautiful. They say that it's best to read this in tandem with this one. I've never done it. I'd like to try it, but I read them individually and I still had a really good time. But oh, and then in the bottom of all of them, they have these flowers. So it's super exciting. And then the very last one is Kingdom of Ash. Look at that. So I'm so excited for this. This is probably my most prized possession of all time. It is so difficult to get your hands on a series like this, and he got it for me. So I'm so absolutely incredibly thankful to my husband for these. I kind of want to cry again, but I'm gonna try not to. It's just really special, and he really understands my passion for reading. And even though we don't always got it like that, he made a genuine effort to get me something that he knew I would love, and I absolutely love it. And I'm making sure to put this at the forefront on the display of my library when hopefully we move and get a house, because on top of it being stunning, this is just one of the most iconic series to ever exist, period. And I'm gonna have to do a reread now, because seeing at this and bringing back all the memories is just incredible. And for those of you that haven't read it, I would put this over anything else that you're reading, if I'm gonna be honest. So yeah, these are all the books that I got. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching this with me. Those are all the books that I have gathered between December, January, and February. Those are all the gifts that have been given to me, and some books that I bought for myself to include in my collection. I'm so happy with all the books that I have equally. I mean, I did rave more about the special edition and limited edition books, but genuinely, I love all the books that I have because it holds a special place in my heart. Doesn't matter the price tag or what it looks like or none of that. I love all. I'm hoping that maybe around the summertime or going into the fall, depending on how our situation is, I can do another huge book haul, because this was so much fun to do. And to be able to collect more books, I'm really trying to reduce my wish list. My Amazon wish list is just way too big, and I'm trying to reduce it a little bit. So by the grace of God, I hope that I can get more books. But in the meantime, that's everything I have. Please let me know in the comments if there's any books that you've recently purchased that you're extremely excited about, that you have read or haven't read and you want to talk about it. I'm here. And as always, I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here with me. Y hasta la próxima. Bye.